babies.
Hi, Ray.
Hey guys, how are you?
We just recorded the Tuesday show before this. Like, the idea of us trying to pretend that we're not doing what we're doing never works.
Never works at all.
Nope.
Never ever works. So let's just get this out of the way. Bill and I just recorded the Tuesday show. We had trouble figuring out what day it was, trying to describe
Oh, the streak
the
is over.
Monday show.
Well, in our defense, we didn't say the date till a good 10 minutes into the show, and that confused the shit out of us.
That's true. That's true.
Like, it
In
just threw us all off.
In the very limited shows that we've done without Ray, we've noticed that there are a couple things missing. We don't have the Pam Aaron Ray to keep notes with his crayons and his crayon ledger, and simple things like the date seem to pass us by. We're really good at, good sports talk and staying on the beat. That gets fucked up in our regular shows by the obvious one.
You're welcome.
But the mundane, useless knowledge we really lack. So good to have you back, Ray.
Thanks for having me.
And by back, I mean it's Monday. I'm sorry we'll be missing you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it is
Man.
the 10th, Rich.
It is
10th.
the 10th. It is the 10th. It is May 10th. This is the Silver Mind Sports Show, Monday headline, whatever. Welcome to the show. May 10th is a perfect day to drink white birch beer. Ever had it? Ever heard of it? It's in Nashua, New Hampshire. Ray, address, please.
460 Amherst Street.
Head on down to the tap room. They got flights. They got pints. They had hats. Apparently, when Bill went, they didn't have any.
Apparently,
No, they
I
only
am
had
very-
they only had winter hats. Swear to God, they
I
only had
am
winter
very
hats.
suspect about
I would have
that.
taken the winter hat. I
It's
would take anything.
fucking May.
I don't know. Maybe that hipster thing's coming back. We could wear beanies and shit.
That'd be cool. You look great in a
Yeah.
hipster beanie, Ray. Maybe
Your broccoli hair hanging out the side.
maybe
Thank
it's
you.
slim your fat tits.
Nope.
The
Nope.
White Birch Brewing, they're doing everything you want: sours, IPAs, stouts, imperial, Belgian quads. You can get buzzed or you can get completely blitzed. Whatever you do it responsibly. Follow the Queen's orders. If you see it in the stores, also pick it up. 4-packs, 6-packs. If you get it out of the brewery, wherever you get it, tell them the Simple Minds boys sent you. White Birch Brewing. Going to talk a little baseball. Going to start a little baseball because it's the most positive news of the weekend as we get back into the work week here. They took 3 as of now. Fucking time. No, this is Monday. This will be released before the game ends on Monday again. The
Yeah, I
fourth
think they're
game
playing
against
at
the
7.
Royals. Oh, then the game's going to end on Tuesday. So the Sox took 3 out of 4 from the Orioles. They regained the best record in baseball. And more importantly, I just think that there was a full team response after some rough outings against Detroit. Obviously, a disappointing
Texas,
series
yep.
against the Rangers. Nobody was blowing doors off except for maybe Bogarts, who's positioning himself
Always.
as one of the best players in the MLB.
Oh, for sure.
But everybody else kind of just pitched in. Like everyone else kind of did their job. I'll list a couple. And Ray, let me get your opinion, seeing as I've been listening to Bill for 45 minutes straight.
You're welcome.
Hunter Renfroe. Hunter Renfroe
Hello.
had a nice little series. He's heating up, had a couple decent hits. Bobby Daubach hit his way out of the basement with a couple big home runs. Nick Pivetta looked solid on Sunday. Erod had a solid outing, okay outing. He had 5 innings, 2 earned maybe. Kiki hit the 10-day DL, so that brought up Chavez, who he
2-run
immediately
bomb.
came on and had a big home run and provided some lift. So just your overall impressions of the Red Sox bounce back, which is what we said needed to happen. They're not a team that can fall too far below 500 or even to 500. Currently, I think they're up 4 games on the Yankees and the Blue Jays, playing 600 baseball still. So, Raymond?
The one person you didn't talk about, Garrett Richards. He's
Fuck
been
you, Ray.
He's been all right. He's been all right, and that's what we needed. Remember, we said this before.
Yeah, but his last outing kind of stunk. But anyway,
But still, he went 7 innings last outing. You need his production out of him. You just need him to go out there, get you to the 7th inning, get your bullpen to come in and win the game for you. And that's what he's been doing. He has been having 3 to 4 starts that have been very mediocre, and that's what we need. We don't need him to suck. We need him to be mediocre. This pitching staff is going to take this team to where they got to go. So if your worst pitcher, Garrett Richards, plays well, you can go places.
Not a bad take, baseball, Ray. Here's what that led me to a thought. They got to get some more reliable bullpen arms because they're not going to be able to get those 5, 6, 7 guys. Matt Barnes' arm's going to turn to dust. Ottavino has been shaky already.
Whitlock, you only play every 4 days. Like every 4 days, you try to kind of work him as a pitcher too.
And we've seen Sawamura go up and down. He's new to the league, so you're going to expect that. And if this is, we know Chaim Bloom came from the Tampa Bay Rays. We saw what the type of pitching approach that they want to have. Their starters go 5, maybe 6 innings, and then you hand it over the bullpen. Well, that's fine if you got 3 guys, 4 guys in the bullpen in the playoffs that you can keep giving the ball. But over 162, you're going to burn these guys out. You need 6, 7 guys back there that you can rely on in the bullpen if that's how you want to approach it with the starters. And right now, I don't know, what do the Sox have? 3, 4, maybe?
There's only one reliable one. It's Matt Barnes. I mean, Ottavino's been shit. Darwinson Hernandez hasn't been good. I mean, that Matt Andriese, I've liked, but he's not a lockdown, shutdown guy. I mean, you definitely need another bullpen guy. You have Ryan Brazier that could come back, but he's not the guy.
Fuck you, Bill.
No, I'm just saying he's not the guy. So I mean, eventually, yeah.
I hate Ryan Brazier.
You're burning your guys out. I mean, Bloom is one of those, 5 innings, not third time through the order. And Nick Pivetta has been, they're 8-1 in his 9 starts in the big leagues.
It's time to start calling Nick Pivetta good.
He's good. I mean, he's cutting down on the walks too. They're 7-0. He's 7-0, and the Red Sox are 8-1 in his 9 starts since he's joined this club last year. So I mean, this is exactly what you wanted. But it not just bullpen reinforcements. Now you just saw Tanner Houck get shut down today with elbow inflammation. So I mean, your pitching depth right now is taking major hits. Brian Mata went down with Tommy John surgery. So yeah, you need to address this pitching. Your bullpen's going to be blown out, and then especially I don't trust Richards or Glass all year, and I don't trust Pivetta long term either. But I mean, you need depth there. You need something.
I trust
Pivetta. What's in Worcester? Is there anyone that you bring up in Worcester for the bullpen or no?
Seabold is coming back off it.
He's hurt.
Groom is the
he's in Double-A right now.
Yeah, he hasn't seen any big league. No, so the answer is no.
Okay, no. Thank you.
Can I just say one thing, just as a baseball thing to hashtag baseball is dead to me? What is going on? Why does it? This is not a common occurrence anymore. It's in every single pitcher has Tommy John surgery or elbow surgery. Every single one. Every fucking single one. What? This is not how it used to be. Even 15 years ago, this is not how it used to be.
Well, guys, also, it had a lot of it to do is like the worst thing you can ever do with your shoulders, obviously throw a baseball. You think about how they're, there's a reason they're proposing moving the mound back. And it's because the guys are throwing harder and harder. The average fastball right now is up as high as it's ever been. I think it's 93 or 94 miles per hour right now. So that's one of the big reasons. You see it earlier. You're seeing you literally try to go for it. You're starting throwing breaking balls when you're young. Rich, you pitched young. You're not
Cardinal sin. Never throw a curveball until you're 18.
Exactly, and this is what's happening. You're seeing that. And another thing too, don't forget, guys in the old days used to throw every fucking day. You're babying him. Strasburg got babied. They benched him. They missed the playoffs. He did. You know what I mean? They're babying these guys, inning limits. These guys need to throw. You need those muscles and the ligaments fucking moving in your arm and shit. You know what I mean? Like you need to feel stretched out. And again,
my forearm's so strong.
And again, this is what happens when you beat a wet noodle. But again, see?
He was on the beat. He was on the beat.
He was working. This is what Bill and I just talked about. Bill was firing off the hot. I set him up. He was knocking it out of the park with some hot baseball knowledge, and then Ray throws in a fucking dick joke. Bill can't help himself. He's got to hit the punchline, and now the baseball take is ruined.
It's ruined. But that's the reason. That's the reason you're seeing it. Guys are too strong. They're too fucking strong, and it's all about fastballs. And you're just destroying your elbows. Look at Chris Sale's perfect example. He's got a weird windup. You're putting all that pressure right on your elbow. You're getting these Tommy John surgeries. This is what's going to happen, and that's why they're trying to move the arm, like the mound back to lower this. So then, I mean, guys are still going to try to throw hard, but it's not going to be fucking 100, 105. Look at Chapman, 105 miles an hour. At some point, it's like, okay, you're putting fucking bodybuilders up there and you teach them how to throw a fucking fastball and then boom. like, all right.
It actually, we talked about this the other week. JD Martinez says it's not about launch angle for the hitters. It's about pitchers just throwing gas and not knowing how to pitch. Maybe like you kind of put a lot of thoughts in my head that I didn't really think about in terms of why everybody blows their arm out. Which I agree to. My thought was, again, it's another thing that the game needs to change to protect these guys, not to protect these guys, but to protect the fucking game. Like Dustin May was awesome to watch, and now he's out for the season. And it happens to every single pitcher about the same time in their career.
I'm pretty sure DeGrom had Tommy John a couple years back too.
DeGrom had Tommy John, and he's out with side injury. All these fucking pitchers are hurt all the time. It's ridiculous. That's why like a guy like
a ton of these guys.
Scherzer, and I know Verlander blew his ACL this year, but he's like 34. Like he made it. Like those workhorse guys, those guys are coming from a different age in baseball, and you can kind of just see that fringe of that era of pitchers is coming to an end. Every other guy is having Tommy John surgery.
Throw Kershaw in there too. Kershaw, Greinke, those guys. They're all in that little era of pitchers. Yeah. They've been fairly okay. I mean, like you said, Verlander just had Tommy John surgery last year, but and
it's no surprise that there's still some of the best pitchers in baseball because they
throw every day.
They're not. Yeah. Anyway, that's just an aside that I've been talking about. Maybe I'll do a little blog on civilmindsportshow.com about it. Just another aggravating piece about the stupid game of baseball getting in their own way. Do something about it. A couple pieces here. Maybe this is a little homerism. Maybe this is a little scratching their own back with the way the Boston Red Sox are playing. But you know what? It's been a while since we've done that for the Red Sox. They've been #dead to me for a long time. So let's ask the question. Is Christian Vasquez, who had a really great weekend again, I get it against the Orioles, but he's been let's call him a fantastic hitter for a catcher in his career, at least in the last 3 years. Is he the best hitting catcher in baseball right now?
No, I put him the most. I think he's the most underrated catcher, but there's a couple guys.
What about JT Realmuto?
Yeah, Salvatore Perez down there at Kansas City. He's batting .290. I mean, those guys are some real. Yeah, he's the most underrated. I don't think he's the best in baseball, but he's definitely above average.
And what about the AL?
Salvatore Perez is in the AL, Kansas City. Mitch Gardner up there in Minnesota is real fucking good. Sean Murphy out there in Oakland's real fucking good. Gary Sanchez, he strikes out a ton, but he's a fucking power hitter. He get 25, 30 home runs. I mean, I think he's up there, but he's not the best in baseball. But he's definitely the most underrated.
Here's what I'll say about Christian Vasquez. I think he's got a little bit of that clutch and late. I mean, when you get runners on base, I just feel like he gets a hit. He can spray it. And he's hit a lot of big home runs for them. I get kind of meaninglessly the last few years because they've been out of it. But I don't know. Just wanted to give a little love to Christian Vasquez because, to your point, Bill, not a lot of people talk about him. And the Red Sox, for some reason, have been trying to trade him for the past year or two.
Because they don't want to pay him. He's going to want money after next year. That's why. They're trying to they're trying to maximize his value. Think about what Bloom wants to do with the Rays and what he did with the Rays because they don't want to pay these guys. Think of that philosophy that's going to come here. I mean, if you were trying to get better at this time last year, he was one outside of, fucking Betts who you just traded, going into this season, he's probably one of your best trade pieces. That's why you're going to
do $7 million next year. So that's a big,
no, I mean, but the problem is that's his last year of his deal.
Yeah, so exactly. So now he's going to want to get paid.
I understand trying to, I understand using him as a trade piece to get some pitching into the organization. That was, I think,
because you got Wong there, and you got a guy coming up. Wong's supposed to be your catcher of the future, and he's a better hitting catcher than Vasquez. He's not there defensively. You think Vasquez has got a fucking cannon for an arm. He throws out about 55% of the runners. Speaking of guy that had Tommy John surgery, Christian Vasquez Tommy John surgery. He missed 2 years for that.
I'll just say this: I think. I'll make a prediction here. Whatever Christian Vasquez value is 2 years from now, it's not going to be more than what the Red Sox can and should pay him. He's not going to be he's not going to get real Muto money.
Fuck no, he's not real Muto. Real Muto they'll eventually move, but I think right now, I mean, he's 290. He can steal bases. He get 25 home runs. Like real Muto's disgusting.
He's a little bit old.
29, 30. Yeah. I think he's right up there.
So he's not going to get that money ever. He's not going to get
like 28, 29. Yeah,
I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. On that same homer trend, is Bogarts the best shortstop in baseball right now?
Yes.
Yeah, right now.
Kid's fucking on fire. That double play he made over this season. He's hitting for average. He's hitting for power. He's been
leading the team with average
for 3 years.
357. Yeah, he's hitting 357. I mean, he's not. He's above average defensively. He's never going to win a Gold Glove for you right now, but Jesus Christ, he's got to be. He's been the most consistent. Even last year at 320. Last year on a bad team, he didn't he didn't do the JT Martinez thing where he kind of fucking wrote their season off. They knew they were going to be bad. That guy, he plays it hard every day, and yeah, I like this guy a lot. He's 28 years old. He's still in his prime, getting better every single season. Remember his early years, they were moving him to third base. They still had fucking Steven Drew there in 2014 and all that other shit. So they fucked that up. I mean, again, he's not the greatest defensive shortstop, but he can make some fucking gems out there.
Here's what I'll say about the defensive part of his game is he's got too many dumb, bad throws that he doesn't need to have.
Yeah.
Like a lot of his bad throws are just mentally not concentrating and airmailing.
Yeah.
Like, you're in the field and you just get it. You kind of, your brain blips when you go to throw it and your release point sails and you sail it. He does that shit he could cut that out of his game, I think. And then his range is not at the top elite level of some of these other guys, but doesn't need to be when you're batting 350, plugging 30 home runs. So
yeah, I mean,
imagine if he was a mouthpiece, though. Imagine if he was a mouthpiece like you've had Manny, you've had Ortiz, Pedro, all these guys in the Boston area, like with a big mouthpiece, and that's how they had the fame. They're the face of the franchise. If he just had like a personality or got out more, this kid would be a fucking star-studded player for this whole organization. I mean, yes, he's hitting 350, but you can't market him right now because no one else in the country knows about him.
1,000 games with the Red Sox. This is free. Yeah. He just got his 1,000th game in the Red Sox.
He's a guy. Yeah, I mean, I'm not comparing him to Cal Ripken Jr., but in terms of the way
he plays every day,
the way he carries himself, and you're right, Ray. That stardom in today's professional athlete is not there with Xander Bogaerts. He's not out there. Speaking of Tom, really nobody on this Red Sox team is. They don't have that guy, but that's fine. I actually appreciate I think he's from Aruba.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think, his background just he's just humble and it's just the way he approaches the game. He's a worker. I think he learned from Pedroia. Just come to the fucking ballpark, work, do your job.
Stay
on the team, get paid, don't play, say you're hard.
And he's one of the big reason Cora's back too, because they're buddy. So they're saying
Same endeavors.
Well, and they want to keep. You remember, he has an opt out after 2022. Bogaerts. You look at just Lindor just signed for $340 million. If I'm Bogaerts, I'm looking at that and going, okay, the market might go down, but yeah, he's
pay him, Red Sox, pay him. This was also, by the way, just the offering for a 2-toot bill that you had sent the text messages. I was hoping you were going to be a big enough man to say it on the show without me prying it out of you, but
I do. Yeah, I did. I've said I've wanted Lindor forever. I thought Lindor was better, and I take that back. Everything I've ever said about that. Bogaerts is better, especially for that ginormous contract you just signed. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
The bright lights of New York have shown down in Lindor that you should have stayed in Cleveland. You couldn't handle Boston. Bogaerts is the guy. Okay, we got to move on. That was good Red Sox talk. Go Sox. Best record in baseball. Jesus Christ. Hold on to as long as we can. I'm just waiting for the bottom to fall out.
Yeah.
Bruins, they got to lose these last two games.
Yep.
Currently, they're sitting in third. They're not going to catch the Caps. Penguins have clinched first. They're a game up on the Islanders. You got back-to-backs against the Islanders and the Capitals. Avoid the Capitals the first round. You got to lose these two games.
Well, you got to play them anyways. Who cares?
So, okay. So let me ask the question. Tuukka Rask, do you think he's looked shaky, or do you think it has been the team around him? Has the team around him looked shaky because it's Tuukka Rask? It's been the last couple of games, giving up some goals. 5 in the last game that he just played against the fucking Rangers.
That was the Rangers' last game of the season, though.
Well, there was a couple of bad. I wouldn't put all 5 on him against the Rangers. There was a couple of bad defensive plays. At one point, they basically had a 4-on-1, and Rask was basically left out to dry. I don't think he's been shaky, but yeah, lose these games. I'd rather not play the Capitals in the first round just because you hope the Islanders could knock them off, and then you can avoid them altogether. Started a couple of years ago with Columbus knocking out Tampa Bay in the first round. They swept them, and then you saw the Capitals lose the same series, the same round. So you had a cakewalk to the the Stanley Cup Finals. Be nice to see it this year, but yeah.
What happened in that?
2 goals and 4 shots from Big Dick Tuukka there in Game 7, and the rest is history.
The quest is on. I just asked a question. So, I think, well, I'll ask the question and I'll answer it. Is it best to play these last 2 games hard, 100%, make sure Tuukka Rask is ready to go into the playoffs? My answer, no. because I don't think Tuukka Rask has a ready to go or not ready to go. He's so fucking aloof. I don't think it matters. He could go up there and give up 8 goals, or he could go pitch 2 shutouts. I think he's going to walk into game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs with the same mentality and attitude.
I think so too.
I'm just here to be a goalie.
And hope my wife's not fucking a pool guy.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to say it. I thought Ray was going to.
But Swayman's going to be the backup, so at least if that happens, at least we have someone reliable that can go in there and maybe win us a series or 2.
I kind of hope it does at this point. That's how I'd approach it. I'd tank these last 2 games. I'd sit your stars. Except Bill, you made the point. Maybe you keep Taylor Hall out there with whoever to keep him fresh, or sit him just the last game.
I'd sit him a game. Sit him a game, but
Bergeron shouldn't play these 2 games. Marchand
No.
shouldn't play these 2 games. I'd even sit McAvoy. He's been banged up a little bit.
Pasternak, I'd probably sit him.
Pasta, sit.
Yeah.
Get Carlo out there. He needs some ice time. Grzelcyk, I'd sit because he's a fucking walking pane of glass. I'd sit the guys that you can't lose and that have some injury history, and I'd avoid the Capitals. And then if Tuukka gets in there and he's shaky, short leash.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You would hope
maybe
Bruce
2
will.
games.
But he's been pretty loyal to the Tuukka outside of the in the playoffs, especially. You've seen some shitty games over it, in the last couple of years for him, but he's stuck right with him. I'd like to see a short leash because the way Swayman's playing, but I don't expect it from Bruce. He's been pretty loyal to Tuukka in the playoffs, especially with Halak the last couple of years. Remember, Halak was playing real fucking well the last couple of seasons being a backup. So, I mean, you saw it. There's been question marks. Who do we ride every other game? Halak or Rask, but you've seen it. I don't know.
The only thing I'll say about that is 2 years ago on the Stanley Cup run, 2 years ago when they went in there, remember, Tuukka went on that Stanley Cup run, which was excellent. I mean, he was awesome.
Disgusting.
But before that, I mean, Cassidy came out and said, like, I'm not opposed to bringing in Halak, because Halak was almost as good that season.
Yeah, he was like, they were 1-2 in goals against average.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. I don't think Cassidy's afraid to do it, and I would have a very short.
At least they're fucking good, unlike the other Boston team.
Great segue, Bill.
I'm trying.
Unbelievable segue. Celtics firmly now in the play-in tournament. A loss on Sunday.
I just hope they lose. I'm done.
Yeah, just kind of pathetic. Another big game that they needed to win. Jimmy Butler outshined your guy, Tatum. Just a gutsy performance. He knows how to play in big games.
I'm glad they made a comeback too. They were down 24, 25 points after halftime.
Does a comeback count if you still lose?
That's the best part, though. I love how they claw back and they still fall flat on their fucking face. Love it.
Yeah. No, they still don't get it.
No, I don't think they ever will.
I wouldn't put it that far. I mean,
they don't know how to win. They don't know how to win.
I think
I get it.
They won't know how to win without the coach. The coach is the problem on this team.
So if they lose, let me ask you this question.
I want to agree with you, but it seems more player-wise.
If the players aren't motivated to play for this coach, then that's probably why.
No, it's not. We've had this conversation. That you're a fucking professional. Show up and play the game.
These are millennials.
The coach shouldn't have to come with a fucking binky and a bottle and say, go score, Tatum, and you can come on the bench and have a little bubba. No, play. You go to play. The coach is there. The coach. I'm so fucking sick of this narrative that they're not motivated by Brad Stevens. Brad Stevens should be fired because he can't handle end of game rotations or end of game timeouts. We saw that in the playoffs.
Should have went to Indiana.
He sucks at him. That's his X's and O's flaw. He runs a good basketball program. He knows how to use the game to the best of his players' advantages. We saw that with the Isaiah Thomas team. It's not Brad Stevens' fault. It's the players' fault. They don't know how to win. It's Jason Tatum's fault. I've been telling you this and telling you this and telling you this. They will only go as far as Jason Tatum goes. That end of the game play, he had another fucking terrible turnover and just sulked afterwards. It's the Dookie all over again. Until that's gone, until Jason Tatum becomes Kobe Bryant, they won't reach the
pinnacle of success.
The pinnacle of success,
wow,
or the
Bill's
potential that you think they should get to. So I do ask the question though, because we are in the real world, and I don't know if that's going to happen. If they do go, they're going to be in the play-in tournament. That's going to happen. The only chance of it not happen if they win out, not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
And the Heat help them. When they play in the play-in tournament, if they lose and they don't move on, what happens, if any? A, Brad Stevens is fired. B, Marcus Smart is traded. C, Kemba Walker is traded. Kemba Walker. D, all of the above. E, none of the above.
You said lose the first round of the play.
They lose in the play-in tournament.
Yeah.
First
D,
or second? What are there? Two rounds in the play-in tournament?
Yeah, 2 rounds. D.
Okay, either one.
D.
If they lose in the play-in tournament.
D, all the above.
You think Brad gets fired, Marcus Smart gets traded, and Kemba gets traded if they lose?
Mm-hmm.
Bill?
Brad Stevens got a hall pass with his team. You know, he can do no wrong, so I don't think that's going to happen. I think Kemba. Honestly, I think, if you want to make a shakeup, if you need to get that third guy in there, I don't think Kemba's the one to do it right now, obviously, because he can't stay on the court. So, I mean, I think he seems like he'd be the most logical. I don't think it's the same. I think Marcus Smart's got a hall pass too, which is another big thing. He's one of those fucking Danny Ainge binkies. So, I mean, honestly, the most logical thing would be Kemba.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah,
I think what Grossbeck needs to do is bring the 2 J's in. Be like, listen, this is your team from here on out. He's just signed you guys to extension. What do you want? What do you want going forward? I'm not listening to Danny. I'm not listening to Brad. What do you two want? And I think if they come and say, hey, you know what? Brad's not working for us. He doesn't complement our play. Get him out of here. Obviously, Kemba with the knee. He's aging. He can't play back-to-back games. See you later. Marcus Smart, biggest trade piece that we said you had on your team because it's a team money-wise, it's a friendly deal to other teams to go get. So he'd probably be in that trade package with Kemba. So I think that would be all the why I chose D.
Well, that's what you want. I don't think the Jays are going to say trade Kemba. It might.
I didn't say that
Marcus.
trade Kemba. I said trade. I said get rid of Brad.
Okay. Well, they're not going to get rid of Brad to start next season. He signed for a 5-year extension at $7 million per. They're not getting rid of him unless he agrees to leave. I disagree with Bill. I think Marcus Smart is on the table. I think Brad has Danny has seen the tea leaves, and if you want to believe the reports, he had discussions about moving him. I think he would love to move on from Kemba Walker and get that money off his books. I think he has a chance to do it, especially if Kemba Walker plays well, even if it's in the play-in tournament and shows that he can play every single game, even if it's not back-to-back. He'll be an expiring contract next year. Then it'll be a lot easier to move than this year. So to answer my own question, I think he'd like to move Kemba. I think he will move Smart. And I think
you know what the real answer is going to be? E. None of the above.
Yeah.
I don't know. I actually don't think so. Not if they lose in the plan. If they win and they go and they, and they play the Nets or whatever and they lose, then yeah, that might be a no movement thing. But if they lose in the playing round, there will
you
be
need
changes.
to shake it up. There
will be changes. Absolutely,
there have to be.
Maybe Danny Ainge.
I think he's got the biggest hall pass of all.
Yeah, because Wick's a fan. That's why he's a fanboy of Danny Ainge going back to the 80s.
He's also only had 1 year. Like this is one season of underachievement, bad play over 20. Like he's still good. I get that this year was bad, but the underachievement again is on the players. The roster is on Danny. The roster was not good. I understand that. But he's been a very, very good general
It's still not
NBA for a number
Kyrie underachieving, though. So there's that. It's still not Kyrie team.
No, he's on a bad swing. That's for sure. But it's not going to happen this year. Brad's not going to happen this year. Watch out for Smart if that happens, which needs to They need to get rid of him. He's the biggest goddamn fake everything that if they just got rid of him, you would see night and day difference in that team. I promise you that. Speaking of fake bullshit to end the show here, let's get some
this is
do you see this shit?
This is forcible.
Fucking God. So any of you Brady Bobos that want to talk about Bill forced him out of town, which may be true to an extent, but this guy has turned into an absolute diva. Brett Favre, get out of my face. I'm not doing anything I don't want to do. Piece of shit, asshole.
They've been talking about this all week. Let
me set it up, though, before we do it. So Brady came out and we talked about this a couple weeks ago that the voluntary workouts for the NFL, the players what's the word I'm looking for? Sorry.
They objected to them. They don't.
They objected to go. They said that
COVID
safety protocol.
The players union said that our players don't want to and should not go to the voluntary workouts, which was clearly just a fucking negotiating ploy. Brady, who has skipped OTAs, what was his last 2 or 3 seasons with the Patriots?
3, I think. Yeah.
Skip voluntary workouts. Let me give you a couple quotes. We as players are big boys. We can take it. We can take care of ourselves. The NFL is the quote only league that quote overly competitive drills in the offseason. There's no fucking pro baseball player throwing 95 miles an hour in December. The same guy that was running illegal practices at high schools last season with his first year in Tampa, the same guy that won all the parking spots in New England, now is 43 years old, doesn't want to put in the effort, clearly cannot see past his own maniacal ego that there's 22-year-old kids that need him, that are trying to make this fucking team that could use his help. And he's just being a diva. He's just being a diva D-bag. Like, can we put it any other way? Or is he trying to be a union guy?
No, he's not trying to be a union guy. I mean, if this is a direct shot at Bill, because like they've been talking about this on the radio all week. Like he wasn't getting these hard ass practices in Tampa in his OTAs. You know what I mean? But the biggest problem, you're giving bad advice because you saw it with Denver. I think Jackson in Denver ruptured his Achilles training offsite. Well, his $10 million salary from Denver does not have to be paid. So you're telling these guys to take care of themselves. But if you get hurt on your training on your own, the team is not obligated to pay you. Yeah, some might, but no, that $10 million, you're going to lose $10 million this season. You know, if you get hurt off site, just be a big fucking boy. Just go what you need to do and just do it. You're just giving bad advice. You can lose everything getting hurt on your own, just training on your own, because you're seeing it now. You don't have to get paid. That's the biggest fucking thing. Dude, shut the fuck up and just go. If you sit out, if you don't want to go, sit out. Pay the fine. You don't need the fucking money. But telling everybody to do it you're just gonna bankrupt guys. I mean, if they get hurt, it's a joke.
It's the new side of Brady. You know, he doesn't really care. He's just working out for his brand now. And he doesn't really want to. You saw it in New England. He didn't want to help the younger guys out. He didn't want to help the younger receivers out. As soon as they made a bad move, he was done with them. He said, "Get him off my field. I don't want to play with them anymore." So this is Brady. You're seeing the true Brady and fully coming out now that he is just this egotistical douchebag. And I think a lot of people are starting to turn on him and coming to our side with the whole narrative Brady is dead to us.
Yeah, it's too bad too, because you know what he's going to do. You know he's going to hold a Montana routine with his buddies, with his Tampa Bay buddies.
He'll bring him up to
Brown. He'll bring him up to his Montana place in the offseason, and they'll do some passing drills and drink avocado tequila or whatever. And that'll be their off-season workout because he doesn't want to go in and do it for whatever reason. It's just, yeah. So, Ray, I think you hit the nail on the head. Like, anybody that wanted to put their head in the sand about the Patriots and Brady and Belichick split, that Brady had nothing to do with it,
wrong.
He didn't want to work hard anymore. And
that's where you saw the
$30
Bills
million
riff.
a year, boys and girls. They offered him the money. Maybe at the wrong time. Maybe they should have offered him before. Maybe it was too late. Maybe everything was severed at the time. It was probably could have been handled on both sides better. But do not get it twisted. Brady did not want to be the hardest working guy in the room anymore, especially with rookies who kind of sucked, like N'Keal Harry and Jacoby Myers.
Well, that's what the riff was.
Undisputed at this point, and you're seeing it now.
The news is coming out that him and Bill obviously had a riff, and that's probably why he didn't want to put the work in. And Bill hates that shit. You know, he wants guys.
So.
No days off, baby.
How can you go run camps with Hoyer and Stidham when you're the starting quarterback? And you saw it in his offense. The 2018 offense was a fucking joke, and he was one of the main reasons. He was bad. Don't give me that running offense bullshit. You weren't a running offense until the last 3 weeks of the season when you lost 2 games in a row to Miami and Pittsburgh. So I mean, you saw it affect him. I don't care that he won a Super Bowl, but still, he started off slow, and dude, you got to get there. And that's why I think that's where the riff was. That's why Bill let him out of the door. You say whatever you want, that, you know, he drove him out. He wants guys that are going to work. And if you're skipping out on everything and showing up in June, Bill doesn't like that. There you go. There's your riff right there.
And he shouldn't. Now, I don't want to get down the rabbit hole, Bill versus Brady again, but sure, Brady built himself some leniency and but the idea of setting an example of not showing up at all, like to passing camp as the starting quarterback.
It's a bad look.
Especially with new receivers.
Delinquent, man. Like
with new receivers.
Fucking delinquent. Like, you want to take Wednesdays off during the week for a rest day because you're 42? No problem. No problem. Do your walkthroughs, get yourself rubbed down, whatever. You know, if you want to, take some special treatment here and there, Sure, but just flat out
But
not
still be there.
showing up because
They're not even in fucking pads. Let's be real. They're not even in fucking pads. How intense? You do just the same. The same shit you're going to do in organized team activities is the same bullshit you do in fucking Montana. You throw your pads on. You throw your fucking helmet on. We've all seen the fucking Brady 360, whatever the fuck his stupid show was. Father versus time, Tom versus time, whatever that fucking shit was. It's all the same shit he would do in practice.
We opened up a wound.
No,
boys.
it just pisses me off. He's like, oh, I don't want to do this bullshit. But he's wearing helmets and pads in fucking Montana, running on the beach. It's the same shit, but yeah, he wants to do it on his own. Good. I hope this guy fucking blows out his knees and gets everything that's coming to him when they don't want to fucking pay him his $25 million fucking dollars, and Tampa fucking falls off the face of the earth. Fuck him.
No, well put. Can't put it any better than that. Kentucky Derby needs more of this. I'm not. We had this. We talked about this the day after. We asked, did anyone know who won? No. Who cares? Bill likes horse racing because he's old and has a gray beard. Now I do. Medina Spirit. You
one sold for $1,000 too. Yeah. Everyone blames the trainer. The fucking horse is the one who took steroids.
I'd love to see a fucking press conference. I'd love to see a press conference with the mic at the horse's fucking mouth.
I did not knowingly or willingly take steroids.
It's just,
how do they know he took steroids? His balls got smaller?
You guys ever see the interview with Rogan and fucking James Franco?
Yeah.
Where they come on, he was like, McConaughey got caught fucking a goat. We need to get that. McConaughey goat fuck? McConaughey goat fuck? We need to get that goat. Give me that goat. It's the same thing with the horse.
It's super intriguing. So just it made me learn about it, made me get into the horse racing scandal side of things. And obviously, lo and behold, happens all the damn time. Steroids are rampant
Especially
in horse
to
racing.
This guy.
Really?
They fine these guys like $500, Ray. That's the fine for the steroids things. And I guess someone decided to make a stand this time because they suspended the trainer indefinitely, who is the number one trainer in horse racing. He's like the only
time Kentucky.
Barrett, yeah, 6-time winner, right? Something like that.
Yeah, the only
7-time. This was a 7-time.
Media guy in horse racing that anybody knows, and I still don't know him. But yeah, they banned him for life. And they're gonna, I guess they got to do further testing. I don't know what they're doing, but they might take the win away. How does that work in gambling? $3 million. How does that work? Like, if you made money on that, you're not giving them.
Everyone's been paid.
How the fuck?
No.
It's just
you'll honor it. Yeah,
But no. But what if you had the second place? How bullshit are you?
Yeah, because you're gonna.
Yeah.
They'll just call it null and void. So I mean, you might get your money back if you lost, but I don't know. I'm not sure how that gambling side how it works. But yeah, I think this isn't the first time he's been caught.
Yeah, he's the bad boy of horse racing, isn't he?
Yeah, this is not the first time, and now this is the first Derby winner that got caught. That's for sure.
Yeah, I just can't believe that they did the steroids. I saw that the other day when they came out, like big breaking news that he got Bob Newquist.
Came out today, right?
Newquist. He got suspended. The horse had
Barrett.
Whatever.
Yeah,
I could tell if you put a picture up, I could tell you who the fuck he is. But yeah, basically, I can't believe that horse racing has been doing this shit for all along.
Yeah. I mean, it goes back.
And you can't take the money back. You can't if you won the horse race. That money's everything's final. So you can't get anything back. No one's gonna get their money back. I remember when that happened. What was that big cheating scandal that happened a few years ago? Everyone's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get my money back because it was a big cheat."
Which one? I don't know.
Maybe it was John Jones with the steroids. He tested positive for steroids. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember there's another sports scandal where they're all like, "Oh, I'm gonna get my money back."
Well, that guy that ran on the field at the Super Bowl won that bet. They canceled that.
Yeah, because he fucking openly admitted to it like an idiot.
Yeah, like a moron.
Yeah.
Who does that?
I'm sure he got a lot of money from advertisements and shit.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Anyway, yeah, that is that'll be interesting to watch. It's intriguing. Anyway, Canelo wins. You guys watch the fight? Pay attention to the fight. Is it big news to you guys, UFC boys?
I love boxing. Yeah, Canelo landed a nasty uppercut and fucking basically shattered his eye. He couldn't answer the bell for the 9th, so he couldn't get out of his corner. The doctor stopped it, but yeah, Canelo's the best boxer in the world. I think he's got 5 world titles right now. He's disgusting. No one can beat him. The only loss, he lost to Triple G, kind of a, it should have been a draw, and then he lost to, Mayweather, and then Mayweather ducked him ever since. But yeah, Canelo is the pound for pound best fighter in the world.
What about Jake Paul?
Please, dude, they're making a joke of fucking boxing. Come on.
Did you see that press conference?
Yeah, it was so fucking dumb.
Yeah, you stole my hat. Give me my fucking hat back. I'll fuck you up, motherfucker.
Dude, they've been fighting YouTube stars and basketball players and Ben Askren, who's a human punching bag. Like they haven't fought a real boxer. Nate Robinson. Ooh,
Nate Robinson's not a real boxer.
no, that's what I'm
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
Like, he's
You're
a
saying he
Nate
hasn't fought anyone.
Robinson.
I
what,
need
KS1
Floyd. The
or
only problem is
KSI or whatever his name
Floyd
is.
Mayweather can't knock him out. So it's going to be an excruciating thing to watch. Floyd can't knock him out. I don't think.
Well,
he has...
neither can he knock out Floyd.
No, that's what I mean. It's just going to be. You just need Floyd to make him look dumb.
It's gonna be like the first 5 rounds of McGregor Mayweather. It's gonna be like a couple jabs here and there, then fucking going around the ring.
If
if
McGregor didn't win
up,
on his team, he could have won that fight.
Yeah.
If they're tying up, left and right, that's going to be boring. I just need Mayweather to bounce around the ring and just keep popping them. Just keep popping them. Just keep dinging the points and avoiding his hit just to embarrass him.
Mayweather's got power too. Like, he doesn't have like knockout power, but he has more power than any guy that these idiots have already boxed. Like, it's all for
he
money.
can knock him out. He can knock him out.
Good for them. I hate those
can.
two pricks, but good for them. They went from Disney Channel to fucking making mega bucks on these stupid celebrity boxing fights. Good for them. You saw the bank. He's going to make a shit ton of fucking money for this fight against Mayweather.
Which one was banging the Julia Rose?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know who Julia Rose is?
No.
Huh. So I'll send you something later on.
All right.
There you go. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. It'll be entertaining, I guess. I don't think Mayweather can knock him out. I mean, anybody can get knocked out, but I don't.
What is it? Is it 3 or 5 rounds?
7.
It's 7 now?
Or 5. It's either 5 or 7. I thought it was more than 5, but yeah.
If it's 7, Mayweather will pepper him. Logan Paul will run out of gas. He'll get gassed.
I think it's 5, but I thought I heard 7 at some point, but that could have been a different fight. No, that could have been the Lennox Lewis Tyson fight. Is what might have, which we didn't touch on there. That's the old guy fight coming up in August, I believe.
What?
Is that happening?
Yeah. Yeah.
What are your predictions there?
I mean, I think Lennox Lewis is the most overrated fighter of all time, but it should be good. They fought once, and Tyson was well past his prime. That was my famous. I love this quote. He's like, "I'm gonna eat your children. Eat your children."
You just say it with a lisp enough.
I hate your children.
Oh, damn.
All right, this has been the Silver Mind Sports Show.
I needed that. I need that reaction.
Monday headlines, May 10th. We'll see you on Tuesday.
That's
the one we just did. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, Jake Paul is banging that.
Damn.
Oh, you sent it to me too.
Yeah, I'm going to share with both of you, of course.
Look at them antennas hanging out. Whoa.
Yeah, she's all about freeing the nip.
Whoa.
Oh, this is the girl that got kicked out of the baseball game.
Yep.
Oh, that one. Was she the shorter tits, right?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
That's her.
Ooh, look at her. Look at her. I didn't know that was the same person.
Now you know.
Ray, how was your Mother's Day?
Just very eventful. Went to my parents' house for 10:30, some yard work, came home, had dinner with Kelly, and now she's upstairs sleeping.
Nice.
Could have just said fine.